Shri R.K. Mathur, Secretary, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Ambassador von Castelmure, Dr. Pachauri, Mrs. Abha Shukla, and friends. This is, I hope, only the first of many summits on energy use in SMEs. That energy use is important to a very large number of SMEs is the reason why all of us are here. It is a matter of the bottom line. It is a matter of competition. It is also a matter, many a times, of survival. On the other side, it is also a matter of imports of energy, whether of liquid fuels and increasingly of solid fuels. And ultimately, it's a matter of the trajectory of our greenhouse gas emissions. All of this brings us together. As we have seen, there have been a large number of initiatives that have been taken to enhance energy efficiency in the SME sector. Dr. Pachauri, Ambassador von Castelmure talked about some of them. Those of you in the audience, and I recognize many friends who have been actively involved in this, have been behind a large number of initiatives. And as we discussed these various initiatives, we came to the conclusion that the challenge was replication. To do in thousands what we had done in probably the tens. To be able to share the kinds of experiences and learning that we have had to a much larger audience than had been done in the past. That was the beginning of this platform called SAMEEKSHA. Small and Medium Enterprises Energy Efficiency Knowledge Sharing. That's what it stands for, if it stands for anything. But more importantly, it's about SAMEEKSHA. It's about looking at ourselves. It's about introspection. It's about the fact that when we meet, we learn from each other. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. And what has been done in one cluster, others realize can be done in other clusters. That is the rationale why SAMEEKSHA decided to do this meeting where all of us come together. As we move ahead in the area of energy efficiency, the key leader in this area is obviously the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Under MSME's leadership, a large number of programs have taken off. They have enabled capacity building, they have enabled the setting up of infrastructure, and they have pushed many SMEs into adopting more efficient technologies. Productivity in the larger sense, energy efficiency in the narrower sense. Now, as we move to the future and see that our challenge is replication, what is it that we can do? During the past 11th five-year plan, we at the Bureau decided that the key was to be able to help energy efficiency business take off on its own in various clusters. To that end, programs in the 25 most energy-intensive clusters focused on, number one, identifying the kinds of interventions which could be done. Some people had done it, others hadn't. There were yet others which could be done at relatively low cost. Second, find out who can provide these services. If DPRs are to be made, who can make it? We can initially go in with experts who get this done, but in the longer term, it is, as Ambassador said, local service providers who will have to provide these on an ongoing basis, and therefore building their capacity becomes important. And finally, the financial sector. To that end, together with MSME, we came into an agreement with SIDBI, where as SIDBI started providing the advice on how to prepare the DPRs, so that in an ideal world, SIDBI would not have to do any more analysis. Obviously, we are not in an ideal world, but the goal is that as much of the appraisal and risk assessment that SIDBI had to do could be done at the level of the DPR itself. As a result, a large number of projects were identified. What is gratifying is that a very large number of them have been taken up by the industries themselves and already implemented. That's good. What is also gratifying is that a number of them have been taken up under the MSME programs for implementation. As we move into the 12th plan, the goal is how is it that we can further accelerate it, particularly when it comes to newer technologies where there is a degree of technological risk that people see. And therefore, in the next plan, we would look at some demonstrations with the goal that these provide the foundation for large-scale replication to occur. As we move ahead, we look forward to stronger collaboration with all our partners. Obviously with MSME, who continues to be the leader in the area, with TERI, which has been in this field and stayed here to make a positive contribution for the past 20 years, with SDC, with UNIDO, and it's a pleasure to see UNIDO representatives, not only from Delhi, but from Vienna here as well, and from other ministries. MNRE is obviously a very strong partner. Many of the interventions that we do also look at incorporating renewables into the kinds of technological changes that occur. I look forward to a stimulating debate today and tomorrow on the kinds of interventions which make sense, on the ways to make these interventions so they're effective and replicable, and on means to actually capture the benefits and the impacts that occur. I again welcome you all to this first Summit on Energy Efficiency in MSMEs and wish you all an excellent meeting. Thank you very much.